loading.
We've gone from...
You're live.
Wow! That's confusing. Hey there, everybody. If you can actually see this and if you can actually hear this, and we got everything to connect correctly, welcome to Lost in the Shuffle's 50th episode, which we want to do something a little bit special for, so we decided, hey, why not do it as a live stream and adding additional pressure on yourself for no particular reason. So, as with any of these live streams, we have to do the complimentary, customary beginning ritual of asking the chat if you can actually hear our stream. So let me know if you, that's the first thing, let me know if you can hear me and if my audio levels are okay. And I'll just keep talking. In the meantime, in today's episode, we got V-Bug joining me in the studio. V-Bug is running the live stream and also has camera access.
Hi.
And you might need to move your mic closer to your face, perhaps, make sure it's on.
Hello.
It's another thing. May I let V-Bug know.
We have confirmation we can hear and see.
Woohoo! Okay. I'm going to assume that they can also hear you. If you actually can't hear V-Bug when V-Bug says stuff, let me know. Okay. One thing that I don't have in front of me, since V-Bug is running the stream over at that table, I don't have the live chat sitting right here in front of me. So if you are saying things, V-Bug will see it, and V-Bug will get my attention if and when important things come up in the chat. As with all live streams, the planned shenanigans will be interrupted probably by chat-based shenanigans frequently.
I think... I never turned it off my camera. I think this is the mic that's picking up because they say I'm way louder than you are.
It might just be that setting of this mic. You have the little dial on the front of your mic. You can probably turn your dial down a little bit to turn your volume down. You know what? We'll get it adjusted as we go along. It's amazing how your 50th episode of a show can be coming up. So you decide, you know what I'll do? Instead of editing another episode, I'll just do it live. That'll be easier. And then for 48 solid hours, it actually causes more work getting cameras set up, and you're still not ready once the show begins. But I'm as ready as, you know what? I'm as ready as I am with any episode of Lost in the Shuffle now that I think about it. So this episode that you're watching now is our special 50th episode. Again, thank you for joining us. And what we're going to do is I'm going to answer a couple of viewer-submitted questions, and then you, V-Bug, and me are all going to play a trivia game here in real time together if you have access to an additional browser tab. We're going to play a real-time trivia game where we have 25 board game-based trivia questions that you can play along with by opening a new tab of GameNightPicks.com/play. There is a tool in the live streaming software, V-Bug, where you can actually put text up on the screen. I didn't have time to do that. So if you figure it out, hey, that's something fun for you to do. But GameNightPicks.com/play will load a screen where you can actually enter your name and get ready to join the trivia game once it starts. Oh, and I'm seeing here that V-Bug is putting up on screen what that page will look like once you get to it, the right location.
Yep.
Okay, and I have a copy of the live stream right here playing, but I'm on a delay. So I think that you put it up and took it down in the time that I looked over here. So I don't know. Oh, and it's back again.
I'm just pressing buttons.
You're just pressing buttons. Okay. Well, you come over here. Come to the stage real quick.
Okay.
All right. I realize you have no microphone over here, but you entertain the people real quick because there's one more thing I gotta grab.
Don't I have a thing to entertain the people with over there?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, V-Bug. So fitting with the theme of doing our 50th episode live in the most horrific way we possibly could, there's actually going to be a prize for the winner of today's trivia game, at least for people who are playing along right now live with us on the live stream. The person who gets the highest score in there will be able to connect to me by email. There will be options for the winner that we'll explain when we get there. But the winner of the trivia contest here, as we play in real time, will win this copy right here of the upcoming new Horrified Dungeons and Dragons Edition. Horrified is an awesome game of fighting monsters and overcoming other monsters that you'll encounter as you fight them. It's a really awesome game. There's been a classic Universal Monsters edition and others editions, and this is the Dungeons and Dragons edition, which has been made possible by our friends at Ravensburger for helping support the show. So the winner of the contest, I'll ship this copy of the game right out to you. We'll come back to this when the time comes, though. In the meantime, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to load up a little page. It has some questions that viewers have asked at GameNightPicks.com/ask, which you can actually still go do right now if you want. And there you can submit questions, and you can actually upvote other questions that have been submitted. And the ones that get the most thumbs up will bubble up to the top of this list. I'm going to open up that list right here. If I can do it without unplugging my network connection, this is as good as I can get on that. So let's go here to the Trivia Land. GameNightPicks.com/ask. And there's like 3 or 4 questions already there. All right. Oh, wow, we actually have some new ones that were submitted just now that I haven't had time to prepare for. But this is fantastic. Okay. Okay, so yeah, our first question here, is going to be from Sophie B. And when you submit a question, you also have a little spot where you can add a URL of your social media or your podcast or whatever you want. You can put a little URL in there I'll get a shout out to. Since, as I have mentioned, the putting text on the screen technology is lagging behind our progress doing this, I can't put your URL up on screen, but what I will do is after this stream is over, I'll put all of the shout out websites down in this video's description so you can follow them along there. But Sophie B asks, what has been the most fun episode of Lost in the Shuffle so far to shoot? Which is a fantastic question. And what I realized, okay, I know which one isn't. The 50th episode, which was the live stream, which you are watching now, in my opinion, so far was not the funnest. But I think the funnest episode, the one I enjoyed the most, was the one where Paula and I went to the thrift store and brought back a half dozen or so games, and we just opened them up and talked about them. We planned nothing ahead of time. It was just all spontaneous, and we just went through these games. And it was in the first batch of episodes that Paula and I recorded back in January. And we recorded for like 2.5 days. And it was the very last episode that we recorded on the very last day. And we both got a little loopy while we were recording it. At one point, Paula makes this funny joke about how if you babysit kids love it if you count numbers in the wrong order. And she goes off and she tells this little story and she laughs about it. And then after her story, I introduce the next game in our pile, and I call it the wrong number. And it takes her a minute, but she sits there, she starts talking, and she's like, "That's not the right number!" And she just starts to just tear up with laughter. She's crying. She completely just loses it. And then from that point, I lose it as well. And then the episode just gets sillier from there. So that episode probably had, oh man, we must have shot at least an hour's worth of footage for that one and trimmed it down to between 20 to 30 minutes. Because the rest of it was just us laughing hysterically. So yeah, the Thrift Rift episode that Paula and I did, it has been my favorite one so far, I would say. So thank you so much for Sophie B for your question. And your shout out is a Blue Sky profile, which is pogform.bluesky.social. Again, for Pogform, I will also include a link to this in this video's description once the live stream is done. In the meantime, though, thank you so much, Sophie, for the question. The next question, also comes from Sophie, which is, what are some episode ideas that have been vetoed and why? Well, that's also kind of an interesting question. There have been a couple of episodes. Okay, well, let me actually back up. So Matthew Jude, who co-writes 99% of the episodes with me. He didn't co-write this one with me, unfortunately, which I kind of now wish I had some more stuff prepared. Regardless, Matthew Jude co-wrote almost all of the episodes with me. If nothing of like, sometimes he scripts out stuff and sometimes we just bounce ideas off of each other. And we have kind of a shared little website I built, which is kind of a glorified spreadsheet where we list all of our ideas. And we have at least, there are nearly 200 ideas on this list. As far, hold on, the booth, it appears, is trying to get my attention.
I got text, I think. I got text.
You got text. Oh, we got text working potentially. Bravo.
Can y'all see the text?
Booth work. I'm gonna also check as well. I'm realizing now that this live stream is going to be a lot more casual and relaxed and less structured than I thought it was. Oh, I see text now.
It's better than nothing.
And now it's moving around. So you just put the word text.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's working. You know what? That's progress. That's progress. And I'm proud of you. Well done. So for anyone who's just joining us in the middle of this, and you're wondering what the giant blob of text saying the word text is on the screen, you'll find out. Mysteries are fun. Regardless, so Matthew, getting back to the question, Matthew and I...
Everyone's saying your mic is off and that you're really quiet and they can hear me very loudly.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to actually... I have my mic pack here. I'm going to turn up the sensitivity on my mic pack then. One moment. Oops, no. Set the sensitivity. You want to set the sensitivity. I'm going to make this... Okay. There, I have like double the sensitivity of my microphone. Let me know if that makes any difference at all. Okay, continuing on. So yes, we have this list of like 180, 200 ideas. And so there's, we've only filmed 50 so far. So there are a lot that have been lowered down to the bottom of the list. I say the main things that get vetoed are we kind of have two criteria, two rules for making an episode. One is, for Lost in the Shuffle, we never want to do an episode that is a traditional top 10. Yes?
Everyone's saying no change, no difference.
No difference?
In the, sources, I can see this microphone is... Uh-huh. I can see digital audio interface, and I can see Camlink 4K.
This is Camlink 4K. This is my audio is the audio from Camlink 4K. If you can find a way to boost it over there or an equalizer, look for that. Where was I? Oh yeah. Oh yes. So one of our criteria is if we do an episode, we never want to do a traditional top 10. Just hey, a top 10x. We have done lists, but and things that are a list of 10, but we always want to approach it with some other little quirk that makes it not an actual traditional top 10. Are you moving that closer to me?
Yeah, someone in the chat said swap the mic.
Swap the mics. Does that have a long enough USB cord?
I think so. It was very long when I moved it last night.
Okay, we're gonna swap mics. Thank you, smart person in the chat.
I don't think I need headphones.
Now that you know everything's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shouldn't need headphones.
Yeah.
Okay, let me carefully maybe I'm just quiet. No one ever thought of that. Maybe I'm just a quiet person. Oh, the gain is back here. Oh, this was the button I was talking about, and it's turned way up. Sorry. Anyway. Okay, now let me know if I'm too loud. Okay. And you got that clipped on? Okay. Now we have switched mics. So yes, we never want to do a traditional top 10, as I was saying. And also, we never want to make an episode that is inherently negative towards board games or something. We never want to make the suckiest worker placement game I ever played. We want to stay. Matthew had a phrase for it, being helpful and heartful, or something like that. It's full of heart and full of help and full of something else. It was an acronym, or it was not. It was alliterative, and I'm surprised I can't remember it. Okay, so I'm going to just move this slightly, and I'm going to try not tapping the table because I think the mic will pick that up. So my apologies for my haphazardness in doing this.
Everyone says it sounds better. One person says it's a little bit loud.
Well, that might also be me. I'm going to turn the gain down a little bit. Okay. We'll dial it in. I know that whenever I get my normal speaking voice is like this, and whenever I get in front of a camera, for some reason, all of a sudden I start talking like this. So I start talking like this a lot on camera. My voice goes right up into my nose. So I'll try to speak with my real life voice instead. Okay. Next is a question from Robert, which comes into us. And, actually, the next one is from John Detmer. Sorry, John. Didn't mean to miss that. And John has a podcast and awesome media stuff he does, which is the incorrigibleparty.com. John is from the Incorrigible Party. He's a great guy. He and his wife and his whole team, they're awesome. They are some of my favorite convention friends that I have. I always see them at conventions when I get to go, and I always make sure to check in with them. Regardless, John has a question about our recently other kind of info video that was released last month, which was kind of the state of the show. The episode in which this very table right here managed to completely fall apart 10 seconds before we started filming the show. The legs fell right off and the whole table crashed to the ground. That episode is still up here on the YouTube channel if you want to watch my reaction to the table being destroyed. Unfortunately, didn't get the table actually breaking on camera. I paused the camera, and like right after I paused it, the table immediately smashed to the ground. Anyway, in that table-based episode, I mentioned the purpose of the episode was to talk about how we had just finished broadcasting all of the episodes that we had produced during our first recording sessions back in January. And we were now going to start, releasing the episodes that we had recorded in our second batch. And I posed the question of, should I call it, season 1, season 2, batch 1, batch 2, something, what should I call is kind of how should I delineate the sections of videos recorded for Lost in the Shuffle? And John recommends that rather than seasons or chapters or series, etc., perhaps to signify the recording time frame for the show, would you consider using a combination of moon phases and the Mayan calendar? I had considered that, John, but the Mayan calendar stopped in 2012, so it would make all of the episodes no longer exist. So there's also the phases of the moon, which is also a good idea, but that would limit us to 30 episodes, which we're already past. So at this point, I'm afraid I'm going to have to take your suggestion and pin it in the maybe pile to revisit if the Earth and Moon's orbits ever change, or if the Mayan civilization ever gets restarted. If either of those two things ever come to pass, I'm going to go back and absolutely revisit and reconsider your suggestion there. Absolutely. Okay, thank you, John. Now we get to Robert's question, which is, do you, or any of the hosts, which could not join me today, consider yourself an everything board gamer, where you're willing to give anything a try, or is there a specific type of game that you turn your nose up at? Ooh. Well, before I answer this one, can we go to VBug in the booth? And we're going to let VBug answer this one first, because I need to get a drink of water.
I didn't prepare any answers. I was just listening.
What kind of games do you like?
I'm going over here for the better audio. Wait, I just abandoned my station. Okay, everything's going great. I will play any game, really, as long as there's people who I am friends with who are also playing them. It's like peer pressure, but board games, which is like the best kind. So, like, I guess it's more about the people who are surrounding me during board games than the board games themselves for me, as long as it's fun and we're all having a good time.
Fantastico. That was an excellent answer. Better than my answer, in fact. My answer is pretty much the same as VBug's. I consider myself, what is the term, an omni gamer. Oh, wait.
We lost audio.
We lost audio? Oh, no!
Oh, we're back.
Audio's back.
We have no...
What?
Okay, we did nothing. It's fixed.
Hey, doing nothing? That's my specialty. Okay. So, tenuously continuing on here. Oh yeah, my answer to the question is I currently have a game group that meets on Mondays, and it's really nice because it's one of, as kind of an ambassador to the hobby. It usually falls on me to suggest, teach, and bring the board games to board game night. And this Monday night group is the one game group I have where consistently everyone else picks what they want to play. They bring it, they teach it. I'm just along for the ride. And I kind of love it. It's so nice. So whatever they want to play, I'm just relieved that I don't have to be involved in the decision-making process. So yeah, more power to them. I'll play anything they put in front of me. Okay.
I have an idea.
Oh.
On the back of the mic, isn't there like...
Oh, yes.
Can you make it so that it's going in both directions?
Now it's whole room.
Okay.
Now it's on whole room. You might be quiet still, but
Okay.
Okay. So we did at least a dozen different tests getting things set up. Audio, unfortunately, was one of the last things to dial in, and it didn't get dialed in all the way, apparently. Okay, we have a question here from, this one is from, Tarantarolus. And I apologize. I see your name almost all the time because Tarantarolus is awesome because Tarantarolus reposts almost every single Blue Sky post that Game Night Picks posts. And you know what? Tarantarolus, I really, really notice and I really, really appreciate it very much. So thank you. Tarantarolus also submitted a question, which is, Game Night Picks / Lost in the Shuffle merch, when? Well, hopefully at some point in the near future. I do have an idea for a shirt that has Stuart on it, so that we can have Stuart with us all the time, who is over there, but he's asleep, so I don't want to disturb him. He's on a pillow. But essentially, my life since we started recording these episodes in January has been a continual instance of the day after tomorrow, a video is due. And so it's been a kind of perpetual feeling of getting ahead. I'm not complaining. I have absolutely nothing to complain about. It's fantastic. It's fun. And I love doing it. But it hasn't left a lot of time for like thinking about merch or anything outside of just editing the next video. So that's where that's at right now. Okay, let's go. We're going to do one more of these questions, and then we are going to move on to our trivia game together. So last question in here is, do you tailor an episode based on your co-host or guest? And if so, how do you approach the episode differently? I want to answer this question because it just kind of it brings to light something really neat I've discovered. So Paula, my co-hosts I currently have are, one, V-Bug, who I've known their entire life. So I kind of have a pretty good relationship, I think, familiarity with V-Bug. Also, there's Paula, who I met about 5-6 years ago and have worked with on Watch It Played as well. And we've gone to conventions together and we've built up kind of a nice rapport. Paula's amazing. Then there's Matthew, of course, who's kind of part and parcel. I met Matthew slightly before Paula, but I didn't really get to know him and work with him until about 5 or 6 years ago at the same time. Then there's Grant, who I knew of for several years, but I actually met for the first time last fall at our local convention. He came up from LA and visited, and we hit it off. And he's the more I get to know Grant, the more I think he's just a really, really cool guy. So really decent guy. So and then there's also Eirik, who is he used to work at my local game store. He's in one of the local game groups I've gone to. We've floated past each other lots of times at a lot of these events and things. And Eirik was just one of those people that you ever meet someone and you feel like you've known them for a lot longer than you realize you actually have? Eirik is one of those guys. And so it's like, I really want to do more stuff with Eirik. And then, because he just has this neat philosophical bent he puts on things. He's He's fascinating the way he puts things together. But also, he has self-published a game, Rocket Roll, already, and he has like a half dozen at least other designs, and he wants to get into selling some game designs to publishers. So he brings that different perspective. Grant has done the same, but Grant and Eirik bring different perspectives on that. So I thought it rounded out things really well, and it gave me a chance to hang out with Eirik more. So in the 50 episodes that we've done now, I have learned certain things about my co-hosts and myself that have definitely made me think, oh, this type of episode, let's save this one for this specific host. For example, the best example I can give you is I have discovered that Grant Lyon has the most vicious, amazing, competitive streak in him that I have realized that any game that is really could turn into a really down and out competition that could almost turn to fisticuffs, save that one for Grant. So yes, I absolutely have learned those things about my co-hosts. Okay, before we turn now, let us transition. If we had time, there would have been a transition animation here while I take a sip of water. But we didn't. So there's not, so we won't. But now, before we go over to our actual trivia game, let me ask, V-Bug, are there any prominent comments or anything from the chat to touch on?
Someone loves all the episodes, and they're the highlight of their lunch breaks.
That's awesome. That's the type of thing I wanted for this. Is I wanted it to be something you can watch while you're folding the clothes each day, or on your lunch break, or on a commute. Kind of that, regular kind of show. So it makes me very happy to hear someone enjoying it in that capacity. And I realize that my bookmark is the wrong bookmark. Where's my bookmark, buddy? Great. One moment while I load up the trivia game admin page. V-Bug. What other comments are popping up in the comments? Here, let's go over to V-Bug for a minute.
Do you not also have the live chat?
You're
doing stuff.
I'm doing stuff. I'm doing here. Hello.
He just gave my mic back. Tan gives you their pronunciation.
Oh, nice.
Von Blade, I'm not sure the context of your question. Not question, your statement. Oh, okay. Von Blade says, I found it late and binged them all, all the episodes.
Ah, okay. Nice. I found my admin page.
Take the mic back, then.
Okay. Any other noteworthy comments before we switch to the trivia game?
Someone says, greetings from South Africa. Thank you from all the great videos.
Wow. Yeah, I would have to say there's at least 49 good episodes of Lost in the Shuffle that you could enjoy.
We're working through it. We're figuring things out.
Absolutely. Okay, everybody. Again, if we had a transition animation, it would have been here. Now is the time to open a new web browser tab if you can, or something on your phone. If you can, open up GameNightPicks.com/play, which may or may not be displaying as text on your screen right now.
GameNightPicks/play.
GameNightPicks.com/play. There's also a link to it. The first thing in this video's description. Now that I think about it, I did have the foresight to do that. I put it in the video's description. Smart. We are going to play a trivia game consisting of 25 board game related questions. And V-Bug, can you go to the screen that shows the game that shows the game board on the left side of the screen and me on the right side?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's what we're seeing.
Okay. Oh yes, because I see game.
I can't figure out how to.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's in the video's description.
I'm deleting it.
Yeah, you can delete it. I remember I put it in the video's description. So, When you go to GameNightPicks.com/play, you'll see a screen which looks similar to what is on the left side of the screen now. It'll ask you to enter in your name. And you can go ahead, VBug has entered VBug and is going to click the blue Join the Game button, which once that is clicked should show a screen. I have a delay here, so I can't confirm, but should show a screen that says the game will start in a moment.
The game will start soon.
Okay, excellent. So we have 25 board game related questions. These are all multiple choice questions. So you don't have to worry about typing in anything or spelling or anything like that. They're all multiple choice. And what's going to happen is once the game starts, your little screen, which looks like what VBug has up on the left side, your little screen is going to show the question, and then it will show all of the multiple choice answers with a little radio button to choose. And all you got to do is choose the answer you want, and it'll kind of highlight in blue. And we'll actually be able to follow along and see VBug's selections as we go as well. And I'll give everybody amount of time to make their selections, and then I will continue on to the next question. And your web browser, you don't have to touch anything else. It'll automatically update to show, okay, all the answers are locked in. Here's what the correct answer was. Here's how many points you scored. And so all you got to do is have that little web browser page open and click the little radio buttons for your options for your which answer you want to select, and the game will kind of guide you through it itself. Now, these board game related trivia questions, there are 25, and they increase in difficulty as the game progresses. And therefore, each point will have a different value. But the value is going to determine on how smart your fellow players are, because each trivia question is going to be worth a number of points equal to the number of people that got it wrong. Right? So if like 10 people are playing and only one person gets it right, well, one person gets 9 points. But if 10 people are playing and 9 people get it right, well, that question was really easy, so everybody only gets 1 point. So the points for each question are based on the number of people who get it wrong. So when you get a question right that everyone else gets wrong, you get more points. There's 25 of these. And the system is keeping track of everyone's scores. And in the end, the person who gets first place will get, at the end of the game, it'll show your scores, kind of a big scoreboard at the end. And if you are the highest scorer, there will be a little message at the top that says, you are the number one high scorer. Here's a spot to enter your email address, and that will get sent to me, and I will connect to you to at that email address to get your shipping address to ship you the prize for this game. And this is going to go out to anywhere in the world. B-Bug, did you just say we had someone watching from South Africa? Anywhere?
Oh, there's one from New Zealand, too.
Oh, perfect! As far away as possible! Oh, wonderful! So yes, I don't mind. Anywhere in the world that you win, I will send you this copy of Horrified Dungeons & Dragons Edition, which was so politely provided by Ravensburger for talking about and doing stuff with on the show. So let's just put this guy right here. And let me, before I start the game, let me ask VBug, do you see any questions or anythings in the comments?
Are you making these scoring rules up as you go along?
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't found a way to make them even more complicated yet. And since this is, and again, just to reiterate, the prize is to be eligible to win. You must be playing in real time along with the live stream in this initial live stream. You can still play along. You can't play with the app, but you can just play along in your mind after this episode has aired, and it's just a recording. But the prize will have already been won. Okay, are we ready to rock?
Is everyone in and ready?
Okay, here is. Hold on. Oh.
What?
I'm on the wrong. I logged in the wrong spot. One moment. It's like, why are there the questions are all different? Hey! Now I'm at the spot with the 25 questions. I don't think this affected anyone adversely in any way. Okay. Now we're starting the quiz. V-Bug, did you see your...
I see question 1.
You see question 1. Here we go. Let's question 1. Let's start off with a batch of really easy questions to help get us started. Question number 1. Which of these 2 games has a higher rating out of a possible 10 points on the website BoardGameGeek.com? On BoardGameGeek, people can rank games, rate games from 1 to 10. So between Battleship Live, since we're doing this episode live, Battleship Live, which was published in 2011, or Monopoly Live, which was also published in 2011, which of those 2 has the highest rating?
Is the answer supposed to be right there below the question?
One moment.
Yeah, everyone sees the answer.
Okay, well, that's going to make this first batch super simple. So
maybe
that was a holdover from a previous game where I used that for. So this first batch of questions is going to have the answer at the very bottom. So everyone should get these. How about V-Bug purposely pick the wrong answer just to make these worth some points? Okay. It's so funny. I could have sworn I looked for that and it wasn't showing up on my test admin page. So since everybody probably knows the answer to that one, let's continue on.
Maybe Paula's numbers have made their way in here.
Perhaps. The answer is, as everyone probably knows, is Monopoly Live, which was published in 2011, which is rated as 7.2 out of 10, and Battleship Live is 6.5 out of 10. That little note about Monopoly Live, that was supposed to be a little note for me to mention after the question instead of at the bottom of the question. That question was worth 5 points. 20 players got it right and scored. So, okay, 5 points.
Supposed to be updating?
Update. Do you see question number 2 now?
No, I still see question number 1. Hold on, let me refresh. Okay, I just needed to refresh.
Okay.
Maybe mention that.
You shouldn't need to, but if for some reason it's not updating, yeah, then refresh it. But it should be. Okay. It might be because you're bouncing between so many windows too. Question number 2. Okay. Again, on the theme of live, which of these board games based on Saturday Night Live is rated the highest out of 10 on Board Game Geek? Again, we're just kind of, getting our toes wet with this. And you probably have the answer there at the bottom then of the list, because this first batch of 5 questions, I think I actually had them listed there. I'll give you a hint, since I'm giving you another hint. I'll give you a hint that while Mr. Bill is a Saturday Night Live character, the Mr. Bill board game is not about Saturday Night Live. So let's continue on then to view the answer for question number 2, which is the highest rated out of these Saturday Night Live related board games is Saturday Night Live trivia board game from 1993. And that question was worth 3 points if you got that one right. 16 of you watching got it right. Fantastic. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, did your question refresh?
It's updating.
Okay, excellent. Okay, here's the third of this first batch of 5 simple questions. Again, we're just talking about ratings. We're comparing which one is rated higher in this section. And this one being, which of these shuffle games, for Lost in the Shuffle, which of these shuffle games has a higher rating out of a possible 10 on the website Board Game Geek? Is it Dilbert Corporate Shuffle from 1997, Forest Shuffle from 2023, or Shuffle Monopoly Deal from 2008? V-Buck, have you played any of these?
No.
You've played Monopoly Deal. It's just so long ago you don't remember.
I don't remember.
It was on the floor right over there. It was a long time ago, about maybe 7-8 years ago. Okay. I'm going to give everybody a few more seconds to lock in your answer. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. And as if you didn't know it already, due to the answer being at the bottom of the screen, the answer is Forest Shuffle, which was published in 2023 and has a 7.7 rating on Board Game Geek. Let's continue on now to question 4 of these 5 about ratings. This one is about Uno, because at this point I ran out already of ways to integrate Live and Lost in the Shuffle into the mix, so now it's just about Uno. But which of these Uno games has the highest rating out of 10 on Board Game Geek? Is it Uno Attack, Uno Flash, Uno Flip, or Uno Spin? So many Unos. So Uno-y. V-Bug, if you didn't know the answer because it's printed at the bottom of your screen, what would you choose?
Hold on.
I guess wait, we can see what you choose because we'll see you choose it.
Yeah, let me cover it up real quick. Hold on, wait, that takes away the trivia game. I'd choose Flip.
You're choosing
Wait. Okay, yeah.
All right. Well, V-Bug is locked in Flip.
I swear I didn't cheat.
Let's go. Let's go to the answer, which is, yes, it is indeed Flip, which is rated 6.3. Flash is 6.2. Spin is 5.6. And Attack is 5.5. So really close. Very close in their answers there. Okay, that one was worth 4 points for you. And now the last of this batch of which is ranked higher. Also, probably the last that will have the answer displayed for you at the bottom of the question. Which of these two games has a higher rating out of 10 on Board Game Geek? Frosthaven from 2022 or Gloomhaven from 2017? I thought this one would be a really, really difficult choice until it was revealed to me that it's not going to be a difficult choice at all because you'll have the answer sitting there waiting for you. Okay, so we're going to let everybody give you a couple more seconds to lock that in. Are you locked in?
Yeah, I'm still guessing the wrong ones.
Okay. And then Frosthaven, which surprised me. I thought Gloomhaven, being older and the original, would still have a little more nostalgic factor and be higher ranked. But Frosthaven has excellent mechanisms and improvements to it. So Frosthaven comes in with an 8.8, just nudging out Gloomhaven, which has an 8.6. Okay, so that question was worth 6 points overall. So we have some. If you got any of these right, which I sincerely hope that you did, racking up some points already. But now things are going to become a little bit more challenging. Oh no. Okay, because now we have questions about traditional tabletop treats. This next section of questions is about old favorites and old favorite standard games that you are sure to find in your favorite aunt's game closet. Okay, so here we go. Which of these games, again, we're starting off kind of simple and we'll get more challenging as we go on. Which of these games was originally called the Landlord's Game? Clue, Life, Monopoly, Risk, Stratego, or Terraforming Mars? V-Bug, are you seeing the answer at the bottom of the list anymore?
I do not see an answer.
Hooray! Okay, we are back in business. We have an actual challenge going on here now. So we got Clue, Life, Monopoly, Risk, Stratego, and Terraforming Mars. I'm going to give everybody a couple more seconds to lock in their answer. And now let's continue to the scores, which is, Monopoly. 25.
Is this the first question everyone's gotten right?
Perhaps. Could be. I think with our audience, it's pretty much a given. So let's continue on to the next one. How many ships does each player start with in classic Battleship? Do you start with 3 ships, 4 ships, 5 ships, 6 ships, 7 ships, 8 ships, or 9 ships? And don't select 9 because it's not one of the answers that are available. So little V-Bug, you're going to be able to lock in your answer there?
I have an idea.
Okay. Oh, we're going for, you're a lot less confident now that you don't know the answers ahead of time.
Yeah, I have no clue. It doesn't tell me.
Hooray! The system works. Okay, well, let's lock this in and let's take a look. The answer is 5. You start with 5 ships. And no, I know there's a submarine and there's a battleship that your sister can sink. And other than that, there's an aircraft carrier.
I think there's 2 2s, a 3, a 4, and a 5.
Ooh, wow. Battleship knowledge coming in over here. Okay, yeah, so there's those arrays, 2 2s, a 3, a 4, and a 5. perhaps, maybe? There's a range.
So.
There's a range. And you know what? There's 5 of them. That range includes 5 ships. That question for the 15 people that got it right is worth 8 points. Okay, let's continue on now to in chess. Which piece can only move diagonally? Is it the bishop, the king, the knight, the rook, the queen, or Stuart? This is, of course, a trick question. Stuart doesn't move at all. He's still asleep on the pillow. He has moved to the opposite side of the pillow, but he is still completely asleep on the pillow. So, which of these pieces in chess can only move diagonally? Is it the bishop, the king, the knight, the rook, the queen, or Stuart? Okay, I'm going to let people lock in their answers. 3, 2, 1. It, of course, is the bishop. 1 point for that one.
That one I forgot to vote in.
Okay, next question here is going to be about our game Scrabble, which I'm sure you'll also find in your aunt's game closet in her hallway. Who invented Scrabble in 1938, originally calling it crisscross words? Was it Alan R. Moon, Alfred Mosher Butts, Anthony Pratt, Lizzie Maggie, Klaus Teuber, or Stuart? Are we getting our answers locked in?
Yeah, my answer's locked in.
All right. So we have there 6 potential board game designers. Well, 5 potential board game designers and a puppy dog to select from. So let's continue on. Give you a couple more seconds here. Lock it in if you haven't locked in yet. We need tense music to play. Ba-boom, ba-boom. That's what we need. Okay, continuing on to the answers. It is Alfred Mosher Butts. He invented Scrabble and wasn't originally called Scrabble, which I didn't realize, but it was crisscross words. I think that Scrabble could also have been called letter grid, but then people might have confused it with power grid. And yeah, unless you combine it, you can make a letter-based version of power grid using Scrabble tiles. And the more points that you score in the word, the more power you generate. I see a future episode coming out. We're 13 points for the 13 players who got it right. Big scores coming up. As we go to question number 10, the last in this traditional tabletop treats category. In this one, in Jenga, how many Jenga blocks make up the starting tower? 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, or Stuart? How many blocks? How many blocks do you think it takes to make a Jenga tower? Jenga tower.
At least 4.
Well, okay, you are well on your way to massive points. I see so many points in your future.
Am I allowed to say what I'm picking and my reasoning?
They can see what you're picking on screen.
Well, can I explain my reasoning?
Oh, please do. Oh, yes.
I'm picking 52 because that's how many cards are in a deck of cards.
Ah.
And maybe it's like, I don't know, corresponded somehow.
That's a good way to do it. You know, when you chat at me, we made the screen. That's both of us, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, well, not now. Now you're done talking. VBug's answer was 52 because it's the same number as in a deck of cards. Is that the approach that people took when they designed Jenga? No. There's 54. Most likely because it has to be divisible by 3.
That's true.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So they tricked you. They tricked you all day long.
Math is not what I want to do when I play board games.
Math? You don't want to do math when you play board games. Okay, we'll just get rid of like 90% of the board games in this room. Okay, let's move on to our next category now. This category is about modern classics. These are the games that I know that in previous episodes of this and any videos I've made, I have arbitrarily referred to these games as modern classics for no other reason than I needed something smart sounding to say about them. So Our first one is Settlers of Catan. Tell me, oh chat peoples, tell me who designed Settlers of Catan. Was it Alan R. Moon? Was it Antoine Bauza? Was it Donald X. Vaccarino? Was it Klaus Teuber? Or was it Timothy Spangler? One of these people, one of these suspects, is the designer of the modern classic, according to me, Settlers of Catan. Or, at this point, perhaps just Catan. V-Bug, do you call it Settlers of Catan or just Catan?
I just call it Catan.
Modern. See, I'm still old school. I still refer to it as Settlers of Catan. And I make sure to put a nice oomph in it. It's not settlers, it's settlers. You gotta call it Settlers of Catan. Because if it's settlers, it doesn't roll off the tongue as quickly. That's how you fill dead air during a live stream. Let's continue now that we've given everybody a chance to lock in their answers. V-Buck, who'd you choose?
I wasn't preparing to choose one.
Okay, well, we're moving on to the answer, which is Klaus Teuber. Klaus Teuber designed Settlers of Catan, and that one was just worth 2 points. So a lot of people knew the answer to that one. So
Wow.
Congratulations, everybody. Well done. But let's move on to something a little more challenging. Let's talk about Seven Wonders Duel. Not Seven Wonders, the two-player variant Seven Wonders Duel, which is on the shelf, and if I was smart, I would have brought these games out to actually show, but that's okay. Which of the following wonders is not a wonder that is in Seven Wonders Duel? Is it Circus Maximus, the Colossus, the Great Library, the Great Lighthouse, the Great Wall, or the Pyramids? Which of these items is not a wonder that you will find in Seven Wonders Duel? According to my frantic research that I performed about 20 minutes before setting up this live stream. What's your thoughts, V-Bug?
I think I want to say Great Lighthouse, just because
Because it's a pretty good lighthouse, but you've seen better ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it's just not something that would fit there.
Oh.
It might be a red herring.
Okay, well, let's go and show the answer now. See which one of these truly doesn't belong. It is actually the Great Wall. The Great Wall is not one of the wonders that's available in Seven Wonders Duel. Congratulations to the 11 people who got that right. I don't think I would have got that one correct at all. Okay, let's move on. We're halfway through our trivia contest competition now. With question number 13, there's a couple more in this category of modern classics. Which of these is not a role that you can play in Pandemic, including the base game of Pandemic and all of its expansions? Okay? So, taking all of the roles into consideration in every flavor and the base game and every expansion of Pandemic that you could play, which of these roles could you not play? The Archivist, the Colonel, the Epidemiologist. I did it! I said it right the first time live on camera. First Responder, Media Relations, Virologist, and I should have put in Stewart as well, but Stewart was not one of the options. But which of those roles can you not play in Pandemic? Even if you got all the expansions and really wanted to. Okay, let's lock in our answers. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2. Here we go. The role you cannot play is Media Relations. That is one I totally made up. I was going to have Vlogger, but I thought that was too obvious. So I put Media Relations. You should put YouTuber on there. But anyway, so at that point, to the 6 players that got it right, those 6 players each just scored 18 points. So, did you get it right? No. You're shaking your head, which works really well on an audio-based presentation. Okay, next question is the second to the last in our modern classics. Maybe the last. No, I don't know how numbers work. Which of these cities is not a location on the map in the first edition of Ticket to Ride? Which of these cities can you not visit in the first edition of Ticket to Ride? Is it Calgary? Is it Portland? Is it Sacramento? Is Seattle not on the map? Is Vancouver off limits? Is it Winnipeg, where you can get all of those helpful PSA brochures from those commercials in the mid-'80s? Teach your dog to stop smoking now. Write for your free catalog. Box 800, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Stuart stopped smoking. That's good. And Ollie's just to chew. So that's good. Just chewing tobacco. So we're stepping Ollie down. Okay, so if you have decided which of those locations you cannot, and no fairsies, no fair breaking out your copy of Ticket to Ride and looking at the map. No fair. V-Bug, what'd you pick?
I picked Vancouver.
You picked Vancouver. How come?
Vibes.
Vibes. That's the way to do it. Let's see if your vibes were in sync. No, unfortunately, we're not. No. Sacramento is not on the map. I was surprised how many cities in the Pacific Northwest were actually on that map. In Portland, even, which was great. So, hot dog for Oregon. Okay, so that was 15 points to the 12 players that got it. Let's continue on to the last question in this category, which is about Dominion. Now, Dominion has multiple cards in it, of course, obviously, because it's a deck building game. But the whole purpose of Dominion is to upgrade your little deck that you're building to obtain these green victory point cards. And there are several different types of victory point cards, each with varying amount of points. So I wanted to know which of these victory cards from the deck building game Dominion is actually worth the most points. Is it the Cemetery? Is it the Colony? Is it Distant Lands? Is it the Duchy? Is it the Estate? Or is it the Province? And if you are Mick watching this, you better get this right. Because I have played more games of Dominion with you than I think any other game of anyone else in the world. Except perhaps maybe games of Uno with V-Bug. I think we have played more games of Uno together than anything else I've played. But okay, do you have a guess there?
No guess. I think I'm gonna pick Colony because that's the first one I looked at.
Wow, that's super vibes. That's even less effort than vibes. With that small an amount of effort putting into something, you could do live streams on YouTube. That's the same amount of effort goes into it. Let's see. Well, the answer is the Colony. You just got.
This is how you play the game. This is how you win.
Least effort. Right there. There's your secret strategy. Least amount of effort. It worked really well for me in the last trivia game I played against Paula. So 14 points to the 13 people that got it right. Which takes us now to our next question, which starts the category of industry inquiries. Okay, we are down to 10 questions left. 2 categories of 5 questions each. 10 questions, that's how math works. So industry inquiries, okay? This section features questions about companies in the board game and tabletop industries. As per the publication, The Times, which company eliminated plastic shrink wrap on their products in the year 2020? Was it Gibson's Games, Hasbro, Leader Games, Milton Bradley, Repos Production, or the U.S. Plastics Manufacturing Ltd? And I do want to mention that there are companies that have done this, like Ravensburger, for example, is one of the companies that has started just putting the nice little peel-away stickers on their boxes instead of shrink wrap on them. So this is a brand new game, even though there's no shrink wrap on it. It just has the fun time, happy dandy little circle stickers. So Ravensburger is one of the companies that has started doing this, but it is not the company that is the answer to this question. Ha, I tricked you. Are you ready for me to reveal the answers, oh booth worker?
Yes.
Okay, let's 3, 2, 1. It is Gibson's Games. Totally shrink wrapless since 2020. That was worth 23 points for the 3 people that got it right. Were you one of those 3?
No, I picked Leader Games.
Leader Games?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I picked Leader Games because it was one letter away from leader.
Oh.
And maybe it was like a leader in plastic.
Leader in the industry. Leader.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a very good thought. Terribly, terribly wrong, but a very, very good thought. God. I can appreciate your train of thought there. Moving on to our next industry question. This is like fresh off the press news right here. I think this is like from this week. Which This is where I would pause the camera and I would restart and edit that out while I'm editing, but not today. Which crowdfunding platform, known for funding board game campaigns, recently acquired Indiegogo? Did you have a question? Question from the booth.
I've gotten a few chats saying the video is lagging behind the game.
Oh. That's odd. Oh. Yes, that does make sense. That does make sense. The video is lagging behind the game. That does make sense because the stream has a delay. The website is updating where you and I are doing it, but the stream then gets delayed a few seconds. So what's being shown in the stream is going to be a little bit delayed from what you see. I think there are settings in the YouTube Creator Studio to dial in and reduce that lag. We'll see. For now, we're 2/3 of the way through the game,
Okay.
so we'll just keep going. It shouldn't affect anything because at least we're not seeing the answers anymore ahead of time. So, which crowdfunding platform bought Indiegogo? Was it BackerKit? Was it GameFound? GoFundMe? FIG? Kickstarter? Or Ko-fi? I always thought that was Ko-fi? And then someone said, it's like, buy me a coffee. Oh, I said, oh, it's coffee. That's it's spelled so internet-y. It's like, okay, yeah, if you're going to make an internet thing, you're going to spell it that way. Are you, how up to date are you on internet board game news?
I'm not.
Not
Very-
0%?
I've never played Risk.
You've never, what?
I've never played Risk.
How are you my child? Not someone who,
So I'm like, when was Risk made and popularized?
50s. It was, I
So
think.
I'm like 7 years behind.
That makes me sad in so many ways you can't understand. We will rectify that situation after we reveal that the answer to this question is GameFound. Yep, GameFound, just recently, within the last few days, was announced, has purchased Indiegogo, which I was actually kind of surprised that I was not surprised by it because I wasn't surprised by the announcement because I was surprised to discover that Indiegogo is actually still going. I guess now Indiegogo is go and gone because now it's part of GameFound. GameFound found it and made it go away.
Go
away.
made it Indiegogo go away.
Let's continue on. I'm just my brain did the equivalent of this to me. So it's time to move on to the next question. That was 6 points to the 19 players who got it right. So 19 people are hip to the current lore. Next question about the gaming industry. Which of these is not a board game distributor? Now that is not to say, I want to put a caveat on this question. It is possible that they may have a board game or two in their product catalog, but by and large, they do not position themselves as a board game distributor. ACD Distribution, Alliance Game Distributors, Diamond Distribution, Flat River Group, GTS Distribution, or Hachette Board Games USA. Now this one's really tricky because a couple of these actually have the word game in their title. So is that like, obviously they are, or is that super tricky? Oh, is it a double think? That's for you to find out and me to discover after I reveal what the answer is in just about 5 more seconds. 3 more seconds.
2 more seconds.
Thank you.
1 more second.
1 more second. 0 more second. Here we go. The answer is, of course, Diamond Distributors, which is actually, V-Bug, did you get that answer right?
I think I got that one right.
Oh, really? Why did you choose Diamond?
Because when you have me go through all the B-roll footage, I see Flat River, and so I see the distributors.
Oh, okay.
And Diamond.
You never see.
Yeah, and also Vibes.
And also Vibes. Okay, also Vibes. That counts. And the reason you don't see Diamond is because Diamonds is a comic book distributor. Okay. So bravo to the 8 players who got that right for 16 points apiece. We continue on now to question 9 of 10. Question 19. Speaking of Leader Games, here's a Leader Games based question. Which of these games by Leader Games was published first? That is the longest time ago. Was it Ahoy? Was it Arcs? Fort? Oath? Root? Or Vast? And the neat thing about Leader Games is all of their games have 4-letter titles. And I honestly do not know why they do that. I don't know if they either have a reason or the first couple of games just happen to be 4-letter titles and they decided just to run with it. I don't know. If you do know, let me know down in the comments. Because I have long laid awake at night just pondering that. What is the meaning of life? Why are Leader Games game titles have 4 letters? What is this strange rash on my neck? Those are the things that keep me up at night. Are you locked in?
I'm locked in.
Locked in the booth? So let us reveal that the first Leader game that was published on this list was Vast.
No, I said Root.
Oh no, Root. Root is arguably their most popular, perhaps, but Vast was the first one that set that stage, set the premise of the asymmetrical player abilities that Root then really refined. Something awesome happening over there in the booth? So we have a chat problem. My booth intern is over there doubled over in laughter at something, which makes me very, very concerned. You never want to see someone being amused during a live stream. Okay, here's the last question in our industry inquiry section. Which company publishes the highest ranked board game? No, that's wrong. Yes, no, that's it. That's right. Hey, here's the question. Which company publishes the highest ranked game on BoardGameGeek.com? The game being Brass Birmingham. No. Wow, I misread all that. The game being Brass Birmingham. I listen to you. I listen to the comments that I receive. If you ever feel lonely, VBug, just mispronounce Birmingham in a YouTube video and you'll have people flood to talk to you about how it's actually pronounced Birmingham. You will have no lack of people wanting your attention at that point. Okay, the company that publishes Brass Birmingham, is it Days of Wonder, Mayfair Games, Queen Games, Rio Grande Games, Roxley, or Z-Man Games?
I think it's Days of Wonder because this question really makes me wonder.
Oh, wow, wordplay. VBug thinks that this was published by Days of Wonder because this question really makes them wonder. That's clever, clever stuff. I'm glad to see that apple didn't fall too far from the tree. Okay.
We've gotten 2 comments about Birmingham already.
I told you so. Okay. Welcome to the internet. The answer is Roxley. Roxley is the publisher of that game that I am not going to say anymore because now I'm paranoid. That question was 5 points because 21 players got it right. And now we are going to move into the final 5 questions where anything goes in a little category I titled Good Luck to You. So, 5 more questions. The first of which is about our friend Wingspan. Which of these awards did Wingspan not win in 2019? Did Wingspan not win 5 Seasons Best International Strategy Game Award? Did it not win the American Tabletop Strategy Games Award? Or the Golden Geek Board Game of the Year? Or the Guten Ludo Best Expert Game Award? Or the Kinderspiel des Jahres? Or did it not win the Swiss Gamers Award in 2019? Oh, do so. Please let me know.
Oh, we got the answer key again.
Oh, this one? This one, because this one had a little wrinkle. That's right. I put that in one more of these. So that was this one. So this one everyone should be able to get because the answer you'll see actually is right down below the questions. I need to make a note to fix that immediately after this live stream so that I don't show you the answers anymore. And let me ask you a question. After I reveal the answer, that little note that's at the bottom, tell me if that note appears at the top of the next screen right below the actual name of the game. So let's move on to lock those in. Let's move on to see the answer, which is it did not win the American Tabletop Strategy Games. Are you seeing right below that same text stating that Wingspan did win the American Tabletop Strategy Games award, but it won it in 2020?
Yes, I see the answer.
Okay, so it's being repeated. It got moved to the correct spot. It just didn't get removed from its previous spot. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't break it. I just didn't fully fix it. That's progress. Okay, so 6 points. Hey, surprise, surprise, 20 people got that right. So let's go on now to our fourth from the end. In Ticket to Ride Europe, one of the many, 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 many flavors of Ticket to Ride that you can play, what map feature provides additional routes that require extra cards? Is it airports? Is it bridges? Is it ferries? Is it mountain passes? Is it tunnels? Or is it Stewart? Let me know. Let me know what you think. And click in your little answer there. Clickety clack. Do you have your answer locked in? Oh, everyone else have your answer locked in? In the future? Because yes, you're saying we're in the past because of the delay. Wow, that's fun. Let's go on. It is tunnels, which is worth 4 points because 19 players got that right. A lot of people are familiar with the old Ticket to Ride games. But now let's see if I can puzzle you further with question 23 out of 25, which is, okay, let's say you're going to BoardGameGeek.com, the internet's largest board game database website. And let's say that you go to BoardGameGeek and you type in quotation marks, all as one word, you type in Lord of the Rings in its search bar, search field. When you type that in, how many games will be returned in the search results when you search for Lord of the Rings on BoardGameGeek, in quotation marks, just like it's presented here? Will you see a list of 0 games, 12 games, 55, 180, 199, or 311? Now we really need that music. That gave me a headache.
I see what you did there.
You see, whatever did I do there, my child? What could possibly have been done by me there that you see? I know not of what you speak. I also know not what answer you locked in. So what'd you choose?
I chose 180.
180.
Because 311 is my dad's favorite band.
Uh-huh.
And that would make 199 the next biggest one. I don't think it'd be the largest answer.
Wow. Talk about vibes. And talk about... I'm so proud of you for how much you're overthinking this. And you know what? It paid off. Because it is indeed 180 is the number of games you'll find. 8 people got it right for 18 points doled out for that answer. Okay, so now we go to our penultimate question.
Oh, hey, Paula's in the chat.
Hey, Paula. Hello, Mrs. Deming. It's very nice. I thank you for being able to join us for at least a moment. I appreciate it very much. I look forward to seeing you soon. Next time that we film stuff or other general whatnot. Okay. Let us now go to our penultimate question, which is how many cards are in the Flip 7 deck? Flip 7 accidentally being a very controversial game when Grant and I probably allowed it to progress further in our big tournament challenge than we should have, as many people on YouTube let us know, and in my game groups also let me know. But hey, it's like, oh no, the opinion of 2 random people on the internet. Regardless, how many cards are in that deck? Will you find 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, or 99 cards in your Flip 7 deck?
You know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
Hold on.
I'm holding on. VBug is typing something. Are you putting more words on the screen?
No, I'm searching a random number between 4 and 9.
Okay.
Oh, that's between 4 and -9. Hold
Oh
on.
boy. Listening to someone randomly search numbers off screen is a great way to spend your live stream. People appreciate
Okay.
that.
Okay, I got a random random number. I got 8.
So you're picking 90.
I'm picking 98.
Okay, wow. Talk about least effort approach.
I think that was a lot more effort than just randomly guessing one.
Fair. Okay. Well, let's see if it paid off. Because the actual answer is 94. You should put it in a random generator between 5 and 3, reversed order, uninclusive, and you would have got 4. I think what I just said made sense. I think I put those words in the correct order, and no, not even close.
Well, you probably put them in the correct order.
Thanks. The gibberish you just spouted was probably in the correct order, even though the words themselves were just what was wrong. Okay, that's all. The answer is 94. There are 94 cards in a Flip 7 deck, and 4 people got that right for 22 points for each of those 4 people. Okay, now, the final question in our little tournament here. Including this very live stream that you are watching, how many episodes of Lost in the Shuffle have aired on the Game Night Picks YouTube channel? 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, or Stuart? What are you doing? The V-Bug has left the booth, is petting Stuart. Oh, V-Bug has left the booth and is procuring Stuart. Is Stuart going to join? Stuart is going. Why don't you have? Here, bring Stuart over here, because we're not going to see you in the booth as frequently. So he hates being picked up. And
Poor dog.
Well, you know what Stuart does like?
Pets.
He likes being left alone to sleep on a pillow. That's what Stuart likes.
He also likes it when you pet him.
That is true, and rub his tummy. Also, Stuart grunts a lot. So if you hear during the rest of this live stream, it's actually coming from him, not me or V-Bug. Okay, so now that we have Stuart here, including this live stream, how many episodes of Lost in the Shuffle have aired on this channel? V-Bug, were you able to get this one still without exuding any effort whatsoever?
I picked Stuart.
As well you should. Even though the answer is, of course, 50, because this is our 50th episode of Lost in the Shuffle. And that brings us to the end of our little quiz here, which means we're ready to go to final scoring. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the little button, and it should probably... Hi, Stuart. It should load the score page. Let's go here. V-Bug, tell me what you see.
I see scores are not yet finalized.
That's great. Okay. That's all right. I'm going to lock in the scores. So if you now load that page or reload it, you'll see that it says the scores are locked in because we have determined a winner.
I did not place number 1.
How many points did you get?
I got 70 points.
You got, hey, not bad, 70 points. That is a little less than halfway because the winner scored 161 points. The player named Pants. Pants scored big. Pants got 161 points. Has the, you'll notice in the upper right corner of your screen, there's a little ID code in a gray bar. The ID code is G8Z as in zebra, N as in Nancy, GT as in Thomas. G8Z NGT is a little confirmation ID code. Also, Pants, what you should see, which no one else does see, is at the top of your score page, it'll be a little green thing that says, hey, you placed number 1. Here's a field to send Chaz your email address. You can go ahead, Pants, and enter in your email address into that field. It'll get logged in the system, and I will contact you from a GameNightPicks.com email address to get shipping address. I'll send you this copy of Horrified Dungeons & Dragons as your prize. Hooray for you, hooray for me, hooray for Stuart, hooray for V-Bug, hooray. So, thank you. And hey, just so you know, second place with 142 points was DJ Dan. Third place with 140 points was Chester. 139 points got Con, fourth place. And fifth place with 137 points was John Tripp. So that was our top 5. But Pants slides on to the victory. I've been trying to come up with a leg up. Pants gets a leg up and scores the victory. I did it.
Good job.
I'm so proud of myself. I cannot top that, so that's where I'm going to end things right there. I want to thank everyone for watching not only this live stream, especially this live stream as we worked out some things. We will probably have more live streams in the future, but we will definitely be working out some of the kinks beforehand to get the audio and some of the other stuff and some of the special effects and things that we want to have in place. But for this first one, to celebrate the 50th episode, I want to thank everybody for watching this, for joining us. I want to say a big thank you to VBug for joining me in the booth. That was a last minute idea of like, oh, maybe you could help me. I'm so glad you did, because I actually realized I probably would not have been able to do this alone. I would have fumbled through it terribly. So thank you very much. Thank you for everyone who joined us. And we will be off next week, but we will be back the first week of whatever next month is. August. We will be back the first Monday in August with the 51st episode of Lost in the Shuffle. And then we'll have episodes Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 9 episodes in August, and we'll just continue on from there. In the meantime, though, send me a note in the comments or whatnot. Oh, send me a question at GameNightPicks.com/ask. Ask your questions. They'll be featured in future episodes and all of that stuff. Also, of course, I got reprimanded by many people for not mentioning GameNightPicks.com, the website, frequently enough. If you want to manage your game group and let others pick the games that they want to play and vote on them. So like I mentioned earlier, you don't have to be the guy that's learning, bringing, and teaching every game to your game night, among other things. Go to GameNightPicks.com. It's a website I made where you can set up game nights with your game group, suggest games, everybody vote on which ones you want to play. The ones with the most votes go to the top of the list, and presto changeo, you sit down to play at game night and everyone knows what they're going to play. You don't have to spend 2 hours staring at your game shelves wondering what to break out. Thanks again, and prepare that end button, VBug, because I'm about to sign off, and we will see you again real soon. Let me know when we're out. In the meantime, I'm just going to sit here like an idiot.
5. Okay, I'm ending it. Bye.
Are we out?